Now, I normally don't review main event, but I figured that I'd treat my subs to something, reviewy tonight. Haha, you know what I mean? Anyway, main event was actually pretty decent tonight. That wasn't like good or anything like that. It was a an interesting show. And I saw a lot of stuff on there that could have been featured on Raw, and combined with Raw, that shit actually would have made for an even better show. Now, this night started off with The Shield versus Tons of Funk and Kofi Kingston. The match started off a little bit boring with rest holds, but then it got good. Kofi Kingston got in some like energetic moves, and then the Shield just fucking destroyed them. And then after the match, they hit a power bomb on both members of Tons of Funk. That was pretty cool, I gotta say. They just fucking laid waste to all of them. Now, I seem to remember a 6-man tag on Raw. Now, I'm pretty sure that most of you people forgot about it already. Now, I know that the Shield was already featured in a segment on Raw, but it's still, they still could have put them on Raw in a match. Instead of having that god-awful 6-man tag match that they had on Raw, they could have had this one. And it could have helped build up the Shield as a dominant force leading into that match that they're obviously going to have at Extreme Rules against Undertaker, Kane, and Daniel Bryan. Just some food for thought. But, they put it on main event where, not even 1 million people are going to see it. So, I don't understand that. Then you get Big E Langston backstage cutting a very weird but hilarious fucking promo talking about Flag Day and shit like that. It didn't really make any fucking sense, but it was pretty fucking funny. And the thing is, at least he's showing personality. It might be nonsensical, but it could be entertaining. It kind of reminded me of Sid Vicious cutting promos. They were like fucking terrible, but in a good terrible way. And that sort of harked back to that type of old school terrible promo type of thing, which can be kind of funny if it's like a parody of that. I don't know what they're doing, but it was funny, and funny is funny, so I will take it for what it's worth. Then the squash match. It's Ryder versus Big E Langston. And Big E Langston looked more impressive here than he did at Mania or on Raw against Daniel Bryan. Why did they make it so his most impressive match happens to be on main event, where once again no one's gonna fucking see it? It was a good, actually good for a squash match, like a big belly, only a couple of moves, but those couple of moves actually look pretty good. A big belly to belly suplex, and a vicious clothesline out of the corner, and Zack Ryder really did a hard sell on his finisher. So that actually looked very good, and it came together as a pretty good looking match, I have to say. For squash match standards, that's how you want to see, because it really looked like he destroyed Ryder, and it wasn't boring. Like a Mark Henry squash is boring, but this Big E Langston squash wasn't boring. So if they can get Big E Langston to do like those promos and have like these little impactful matches with some good moves like that, like just high impact, if he can't do a lot, they've already signed him so they can do, this type of stuff with them, and it might actually end up working. It's just that when they show him on Raw, he's fucking boring. So they should have done something like this on Raw. I don't understand. Daniel Bryan can do more than Ryder. Why wasn't Daniel Bryan allowed to make Big E look good? It didn't work on Raw, but it worked here. Then you got the main event. It's Yoshitatsu versus Jack. I was gonna say Zack Ryder. No, Jack Swagger. Before the match, What a hilarious fucking promo from Zeb Coulter making fun of Yoshitatsu. I don't care what you motherfuckers say, but this racism shit is fucking hilarious. Making fun of Yoshitatsu using chopsticks, tells the guy to use a fork. That's pretty fucking funny, and actually it's kind of true. I mean, why use chopsticks? You know what I mean? We got forks. Why are you trying to be fancy or some shit? Yeah, you know what I mean? But anyway, funny shit. They then you've got Yoshitatsu who's bowing to him, and Zack I say Zack Ryder again, it's Jack Swagger, motherfuckers. Jack Swagger kicks him in the face when he's bowing. Funny. Then he just tears that motherfucker apart. And, you know, it was a pretty fun squash match once again. And that was it for the show. I mean, you know, nothing like crazy good or anything. But I'm just saying, there was a lot of stuff on main event that would have been good on Raw. So it's kind of like they don't even need main event. They just should take that stuff from main event and put it on Raw. They've got 3 fucking hours. So why the fuck don't they put some of this good shit onto those 3 hours? And cut out some of that lousy ass bullshit. I mean, if they need filler, why not fill it with something good like a funny Big E promo? Or, you know, like a cool squash match like they were doing on this show. Or just fill it up with more hilarious... Like, this was probably the longest Zeb Coulter promo we got. Why not let Zeb Coulter work with more of the wrestlers? You know, unless they were experimenting tonight with that shit, I say let the experiment continue. Because I was enjoying it. Okay. So that's pretty much it for this review. I'm just saying that a lot of this shit was pretty enjoyable, and I would like to see it incorporated into the main major shows, because this is a C show, nobody watches it, and that ain't working for anybody if only, you know, a couple of, you know, 100,000 people are watching it. So if they, you know, if they give a fuck about any of the good shit that happened tonight, they might as, you know, they should put it on Raw where at least 3 million people could see it. Alright, that's it, motherfuckers.